Are live officially. How is everybody doing? Um, so I haven't. This has been. Well, that's really crunchy. Um, it's been a really long time since I went live on Instagram, and I'm gonna try to do like a thumbnail of some sort. So I got some lunch here that I'm gonna munch on while we're reading the book. Okay. Um, let's see what this stuff is like. It's hitting like. It's called Kinders. I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not. But we're going to be diving into the Four Agreements, guys. We're going to be reading the Four Agreements, Chapter 1. So I got some, they're like sauteed in like grilled lemon dill sauce, like if you can see it, with some lemon rice. And and some green beans. Man, is it seasoned really well. Wow. Well, we're just going to be munching while we're reading. And then I toasted an everything bagel with some vegan butter. And I will say this. I did 3 miles at the gym today. And it's going to be something I'm going to do every single day. We're going to give it like a few minutes. It says we're live. So we'll just trust we're live. I don't know why I get these every time. They just fall apart. And they're not really that good. I think that for some reason I think they're going to be better. They're not. But the potatoes and the rice, wow. The green beans, cooked to perfection. So I'm going to come on most likely every week on Instagram. We're going to read the Four Agreements together. Each week, a new chapter. I did this thing that I don't like about it when you go live on Instagram is there's no timer. As to how long you're live. And I know think you can only go live for an hour the most, without restarting another live, basically. So, I haven't gone live on Instagram for years. Well, no, sorry, let me rephrase that. Live in this capacity. I'm going to finish this, and then we're going to get into the book. I want to say this. I really had a beautiful day today. And mind you, the day's not over. It's a gorgeous day. And leading up to this live that I've set up on Instagram, I literally have been thinking about mindfulness. And I've literally been thinking about the present moment. Let's throw this out. So I'm going to need to... What's this now? Oh. Oh. I'm gonna, I don't even remember what the heck I was gonna say. But the rice is really good, and these potatoes are cooked to perfection. Now, I didn't get enough rice, but it's all good. So we're gonna start. If people join, they join. If they don't, they don't. That's okay. Either way. Some coconut water. So this is the book we're going to get down into. All right. There is, how many chapters? Can't be just 7 chapters. Yeah, I guess there is, but I mean, they're long, so it's probably going to take us majority of the live to go through each chapter every week. So that's 7 weeks. Now, what we may end up doing, so just bear in mind that there's a potential possibility that I don't realize, or they're like notifying me. Like I remember doing this years ago, and if it's the same exact thing, they notify you like, I don't know, a certain amount of time before the live is about to end. So if that's the case, then, I'm going to have to abruptly end it. And then just know that we'll be back next week around 2 o'clock Eastern time. Make sure you have your notifications on, and just join us for this beautiful adventure. So yeah, again, if you don't have this book, get yourself the book on Amazon. It's like $7 or $8. It's written by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think I pronounced it correctly. It's the Four Agreements. It's the one with the green cross, because they have another one too, which I have, but make sure it has the green cross. And it's the practical guide to personal freedom. And I feel like this is such a prime time to be doing this. I would really like to do like some kind of thumbnail or, promoting this, so that more people can join and we can all, embody personal freedom. So the first chapter we're going to read is the acknowledgments, okay? So we'll pretty much go through the whole book. And each week we're going to, dove deeper, and we'll see each live how far we get in the book. That's the best thing that I can really offer and do, as far as we have to see. And hopefully my phone does not overheat due to the fact that it's, in the window, and it's quite warm today. So if it starts to, let me see where we're at with the battery. About 4% or so. Oh no, we got like higher than that. I don't know, but yeah, we should be all right. Again, if I have to, we'll have to continue next week. Okay. So just bear in mind that, and I imagined Instagram was going to, promote, but they're not. So, or they did, but it's all good. So let's get going. So we're going to read the Four Agreements. Again, this is the book by Don Miguel Ruiz. You can get it on Amazon or your local library or something of that sort. Acknowledgements. I would like to humbly acknowledge my mother, Sarita, who taught me unconditional love, my father, Jose Luis, who taught me discipline, my grandfather, Leonardo Marcius, who gave me the key to unlock the Toltec mysteries, and my sons, Miguel, Jose, Luis, and Leonardo. I wish to express my deep affection and appreciation to the dedication of Gaia Jenkins and Trey Jenkins. I would like to extend my profound gratitude to Janet Mills, publisher, editor, believer. I'm also abidingly grateful to Ray Chambers for lighting the way. Beautiful. You can feel the energy, man, when you start to read this book. You really, really can. And it just absorbs you in. I would like to honor my dear friend Gina Gentry, an amazing brain whose faith touched my heart. I would like to pay tribute pay tribute to the many people who have given freely of their time, hearts, and resources to support the teachings. A partial list includes Gay, Buckley, Ted and Peggy Reyes, Christina Johnson, Judy Red. I'm not going to read all their names, so we're going to go on to the next, which is the Toltec. Thousands of years ago, the Toltec were known throughout southern Mexico as women and men of knowledge. Anthropologists have spoken of the Toltec as a nation or a race, but in fact the Toltec were scientists and artists who formed a society to explore and conserve the spiritual knowledge and practices of the ancient ones. They came together as masters, naguls, and students at Teotihuacan, the ancient city of pyramid outside Mexico City, known as the place where man becomes God. Over the millennia, now if I'm mispronouncing anything, you guys can let me know in the comments of the video. If you come on live, whatever, just let me know. Over the millennia, the Naguls were forced to conceal the ancestral wisdom and maintain its existence in obscurity. European conquest coupled with rampant misuse of personal power by few of the apprentices made it necessary to shield the knowledge from those who were not prepared to use it wisely, or who might intentionally misuse it for personal gain. Fortunately, the esoteric Toltec knowledge was embodied and passed on through generations by different lineages of Naguls, though it remained veiled in secrecy for hundreds of years. Ancient prophecies foretold the coming of an age when it would be necessary to return the wisdom to the people. Now Don Miguel Ruiz, a Nagul from the Eagle Knight lineage, has been guided to share with us the powerful teachings of the Toltec. Toltec knowledge arises from the same essential unity of truth as all the sacred esoteric traditions found around the world. Though it is not a religion, it honors all the spiritual masters who have taught on the earth. While it does not embrace spirit, it is most accurately described as a way of life distinguished by the ready accessibility of happiness and love. So I just want to say that as I'm reading this, it really reminds me of the golden age, the age of love, the Aquarian age, the new earth, the golden age, where we're headed, where humanity is headed. And by God, the light that we are receiving on the planet right now is insane. It is just so potent and so powerful. And it's just a testament and reminding me of the fact that we're closer than ever. We're closer than ever. So, with that being said, we are quite literally closer than ever. So now we're going to go into the introduction. Again, as I said, there might be a strong possibility that, we get cut off. And I don't mean that we'll get cut off. I just mean that they're going to notify me, and then we're going to just have to end the live, because it's either that or it ends it for you. So we're going to begin the introduction, which is the smoky mirror. 3,000 years ago, there was a human, just like you and me, who lived near a city surrounded by mountains. The human was studying to become a medicine man, to learn the knowledge of his ancestors, but he didn't completely agree with everything he was learning. In his heart, he felt there must be something more. See, that's the thing, man. That's the thing I was saying on a live earlier today about the fact that it's like I quite literally questioned everything. Whoa. I just questioned everything. When they say it in here that one day, as he slept in a cave, he dreamed that he saw his own body sleeping. He came out of the cave on the night of a new moon. The sky was clear, and he could see millions of stars. Then something happened inside of him that transformed his life forever. He looked at his hands, he felt his body, and he heard his own voice say, "I am made of light. I am made of stars." He looked at the stars again, and he realized that it's not the stars that create light, but rather light that creates the stars. Everything is made of light, he said, and the space in between isn't empty. And he knew that everything that exists is one living being, and that light is the messenger of life because it is alive and contains all information. Then he realized that although he was made of stars, he was not those stars. I am in between the stars, he thought. So he called the stars the tonal, and the light between the stars the nagal. And he knew that what created the harmony and space between the two is life or intent. Without life, the tonal and nagal could not exist. Life is the force of the absolute, the supreme, the creator who creates everything. This is what he discovered. Everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being we all call God. Everything is God, and he came to the conclusion that human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that matter is a mirror. Everything is a mirror that reflects light and creates images of that light. And the world of illusion, the dream, is just like smoke, which doesn't allow us to see what we really are. The real us is pure love, pure light, he said. This realization changed his life. Once he knew what he really was, he looked around at other humans and the rest of nature, and he was amazed at what he saw. He saw himself in everything, in every human, in every animal, in every tree, in the water, in the rain, in the clouds, in the earth. And he saw that life mixed the tonal and the nagul in different ways to create billions of manifestations of life. We may just read the introduction and stop for today, because I would like to really let people soak this in, and we may not even have that much time anyway. Okay. In those few moments, and we could just talk about this a little bit, and then we'll start chapter 1 next week. So we'll give people an opportunity to get the book, to schedule it in their calendar, and to essentially be here for the first chapter. So that's kind of, I feel that's a good idea, because we can kind of talk about this a little bit. In those few moments, he comprehended everything. He was very excited, and his heart was filled with peace. He could hardly wait to tell his people what he had discovered, but there were no words to explain it. He tried to tell the others, but they could not understand. They could see that he had changed, that something beautiful was radiating from his eyes and his voice. They noticed that he no longer had judgment about anything or anyone. He was no longer like anyone else. He could understand everyone very well, but no one could understand him. He had discovered that he was a mirror for the rest of the people, a mirror in which he could see himself. Everyone is a mirror, he said. He saw himself in everyone, but nobody saw him as themselves. And he realized that everyone was dreaming, but without awareness, without knowing what they really are. They couldn't see him as themselves because there was a wall of fog or smoke between the mirrors. And that wall of fog was made by the interpretation of images of light, the dream of humans. Then he knew that he would soon forget all that he had learned. He wanted to remember all the visions he had had, so he decided to call himself the Smoky Mirror, so that he would always know that matter is a mirror, and the smoke in between is what keeps us from knowing what we are. He said, I am the smoky mirror, because I am looking at myself in all of you. But we don't recognize each other because of the smoke in between us. That smoke is the dream, and the mirror is you, the dreamer. Wow. I mean, you literally have to reread. The introduction is 3 or 4 pages, and it's almost like you have to reread it over and over and over again. There is so much there. I know I spent time reading this, the Toltec. I think the introduction is just so powerful and so potent. And I was actually talking about this the other day, about the fact that, even what is happening on the planet right now, and how it's just a reflection of where humanity is at the current moment. And you have a lot of people that can't see that. They don't understand it. They are angry. Essentially at what is unfolding. And it's interesting that, and again, many back in the day, let's say back in the day, well, I didn't see things the way that I see them now. It was like I couldn't. Because the way that I saw things, oh, everything's happening to me and to me, instead of everything's happening for me and by me, you know? And and it was very, 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 very hard for me to see things happening for me instead of to me. And then I would be like, well, you did this to me, and this person did that to me, and I did this to you, and blah, blah, blah. I quite literally had to go through so many different things to see it in a way of, oh, yeah, it's happening for me. This is a mirror. So, a great example was when I was living in Florida. And I was in emotional regulation classes and learning how to regulate my emotions. And it was like a group. And my dad told me at the time, when he was still alive, that it was really important that I joined a group. And I was recommended to a group that was like a community of people, and they were doing emotional regulation. I definitely learned a lot about myself in that period of time. And I also remember, like, every time I left, because it would also be like I would be in community, and then another day it would be like therapy, one-on-one therapy. And I remember literally leaving the therapist, and I think it was almost every day I would go. No, maybe it was once a week. Yeah, it was once a week. But then the groups were like twice a week or something. So it was like almost like filling up the whole week. And I remember leaving every time, whether it be the emotional regulation or the therapy, and I would go to the beach. So I lived like very close to the beach, literally like minutes away. And on my way home, I'd be at the beach. Every day it was a different beach. And I had the most massive download that clicked. And I would go there and the ocean was flat and I was calm. And then another day I was feeling really frazzled and just stressed out and, you know, not peaceful and calm. And I would go to the ocean, and the ocean was like really like angry. Let's use the word angry, because it was like the waves were so big and rough and tough. And one time I went there and I'm like, oh my God, wow. Like, because I feel calm and peaceful inside, the ocean is mirroring that back to me. The ocean is showing me like flat. It was completely flat. And I remember having that realization, and I remember being on the phone with a friend of mine and just telling him the realization that I had. Just how profound that was. That no matter what you're going through, you're always being mirrored back your internal world. So if you're feeling stressed and chaotic internally, you're gonna observe so many other people feeling stressed and chaotic. Hey Ellen, what's going on? If you're feeling peaceful and calm, well, you're going to feel peaceful and calm. I mean, you're going to see all kinds of... So, by the way, Ellen, just so you know, well, we just got done reading the introduction to the Four Agreements. So we're going to start a book club I'm going to do on Instagram live every Monday at 2 o'clock. Bring your book and join us, 2 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to read a chapter. Well, that's okay. You don't have to... I mean, I already read it. You can go back and watch the replay. But I'm saying, like, every week we're going to read a chapter a week. And we're going to talk about it and discuss it. And today we did the introduction. And I'm just talking about the reflections of what I got out of it. And maybe some of the weeks we'll have people join, and maybe they'll give their perspective on the chapter. So it's going to be roughly like a 7-week thing, because this book is like 7 weeks. But it may even be longer than that, because Instagram only lets you go live for like an hour, I think. And if we have people on and we're discussing, pages of it and things like that, it may go over, and we may have to continue the chapter the following week. So again, we may not finish it it's 7 chapters. We may not finish it in 7 weeks. But I did this years ago on Instagram, and it was a lot of fun when I used to have a different Instagram account before I deleted it. And I had thousands of followers, and people were coming on and giving their perspective, and it was really great. And I got the, call to do it again. And I feel like this is the perfect time for this book, The Four Agreements. Just reading the introduction is exactly where humanity is right now and where we're headed. This book is just, it's sold, I don't know, billions of copies. Like, every person I know that's on a spiritual path has read this book, or has it in their library for that matter. But I was just talking about how, because they were talking about in the introduction about things being mirrored to us. And I was giving an analogy of when I was back in Florida, living on the beach, or near the beach. And how one day I would go to the beach and I felt really stressed out and chaotic internally. And this was years ago. I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like I've done a lot of work, so to speak, to be at the place I'm at currently. But every day I would go to the beach, and depending on how I would feel inside, the ocean would resemble that back to me, mirror that back. So I literally would go when I felt stressed inside. And lo and behold, the ocean showed me heavy waves and crashing waves, and it was very chaotic in the ocean. Then I literally would go back another day, and I felt so peaceful and calm, and the ocean was so peaceful and flat and calm. So this is what they kind of were talking about on the introduction. And if any of you have read the book, you'll know. But that's literally what is happening to us every day. Dependent on how we feel inside, we're going to be shown that exact mirror of on the outside. So if you do feel chaos, or whatever the words you want to use, you don't feel peaceful, okay? You're going to see situations, experiences, interactions, all kinds of stuff regarding whatever you're feeling internally. If it's fear, if it's, mistrust, whatever it is, you're going to experience those types of situations in your outer world. Because the universe is always just mirroring back what we feel inside. Because what is inside is essentially the planet. Like, we are the planet inside of us, if that makes sense. And so, you know, this is just the beginning. I'm excited to do this again. It's always good to revisit the Four Agreements. I mean, this book truly stands the test of time. I really will say that. Because no matter when, I mean, I read this years and years and years ago. And I mean, my father, man, he read this in like the 80s. I don't even know when this book was made, but he quite literally had this book forever. It's honestly a book that I think will forever withstand, no matter where the collective is, no matter where humanity is. This book will fit us exactly where we are. It's wild. So, you know, thank you for joining, Ellen. And appreciate you. Drive safe. And we're going to wrap things up because we're closing in on almost an hour. And I'm sure, you know, the notification is going to go off pretty soon, you know, notifying us that we don't have much time left. But I'm excited, man. Tell all your friends, you know. I'm gonna post this video on YouTube and TikTok, and I'm gonna take a picture with the book, or I'll put it in front here so I can do a thumbnail. And I'm gonna do this thumbnail and put it on YouTube and TikTok, and we'll get a bunch of people in here, and we'll have an amazing time weekly. We'll come together, and it'll be fun, you know, and we'll learn different perspectives from different people, and, you know, maybe you guys can talk about even how, if you read this book a long time ago, how the book has helped you in your life, you know, and if you actually integrate it in your own life, you know, what have you gotten out of it? What has it done for you? How has it helped you in your life? How has it changed your life? All those things. Because let me tell you what, there's a lot of people just starting their spiritual journey. And the more people that speak on it, the better help that we're going to be, and the faster we're going to move into the new earth. So, let's just say, you know, you coming forward and sharing your story can help someone else. That was good. We haven't had those kind of potatoes in the longest time. Delicious. The green beans, the red potatoes, the yellow rice. What I'm starting to notice, if I'm going to have something of substance, like a bigger meal, I have to do it during the day. I'm starting to notice that. No matter how early I eat, if I wait and I have like a heavier thing at night, it doesn't sit well with me in digesting, and I have to eat like something like this, rice and potatoes, like during the day, you know, and then just have like a salad for dinner or something like that. That's what I have to do going forward, because I'm noticing different things while I'm sleeping that is very uncomfortable, and that is not what I want to be experiencing. But I notice when I don't do it, then I'm better off. So, you know, you got to listen to your body, man. Now's the time to listen to your body. Listen to the messages you're receiving. Listen to what feels right, what doesn't. You know, should I eat this heavy meal at night at this time of the night? You know, listen to your body, because when you're getting like acid reflux or these different things, it's your body telling you something. It's your body telling you something straight up. You know, you can either listen or choose not to listen. And, you know, remember that when you choose not to listen, it comes with repercussions, you know, in some way, shape, or form. So whatever you're experiencing only gets louder. So with that being said, man, I think we're going to go ahead and end this live now. Thank you, everybody who has joined. Thank you, everyone who will listen to the replay. Make sure to get your book, and we'll be back next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, to read chapter 1. And we may just recap the previous one. You know, like next week we'll briefly talk a little bit about it, and then we'll get right into the chapter, and then we'll discuss it. And then maybe if people want to come on and, you know, share your perspective, or what, like I said, how it's helped you, what it's done for you, all of it. So with that being said, I love you all, man. Thank you again. I'm going to post this. It's going to be live on Instagram, hopefully. And then I'm going to post it on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and Facebook and everything else. So definitely stay tuned. Get your book. Order on Amazon now so that you have it before next Monday, or this coming Monday. And yeah, join us. Join us on this adventure, man. It's going to be like a good 7-8 weeks. I don't know, maybe more, maybe 10 weeks. Because, again, we may not be able to finish a whole chapter in one live. So we'll just have to continue wherever we left off, we'll continue in the next week. So as I said, we may not finish a whole chapter, not only reading it, but discussing it. So it's going to be best to, you know that it's going to be going on for a while, and you can go back and watch the replays on any of our social media platforms. I love you all, man. Take care of yourselves and each other. From my heart to yours. I will see you on the next live and the next video somewhere around the world. And for the next book club next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. I love you all. I will see you soon. Get the 4 agreements. Take a screenshot of this. The exact one that looks like this with the green cross. Get your book today so you have it for Monday. Love you all. See you soon. And then you could catch up and you could read the introduction before we get into chapter 1. I love you all. See you soon. Take care.